Hi, I'm Claye Bowler. I'm a multidisciplinary artist. I work with sculpture as well as sound and installation. A lot of my work looks at memory and archiving and the way that we collect and preserve history, and specifically looking at queer and trans people in the way that we collect and preserve our own history, but also the way that it has and hasn't been collected institutionally and also socially. So a lot of my work brings the queer and trans narrative to the forefront and makes that prevalent in what is being collected. I think it's always really important to like test out ideas on people who are completely not interested in the art scene, to be like, well, why are you doing that? So it gives you that reality. Yonder is a project space that is based in the place that I live in my flat house, and it was created with the intent of being like a retreat for artists, or somewhere that artists could come and like use a different part of their practice, or explore something that they haven't managed to. And I originally set it up because when I was in my final year of my degree, I really wanted to go somewhere away from where I was currently living to like just get a break and like try and get some new ideas, because I was just so stuck in what I was doing, and everywhere that I looked was too expensive, as well as like youth hostels, they wanted you have to be like in gendered bunk rooms, and so it was like just impossible for me to do that. So I wasn't able to get that place that I needed to go and have that space, and so I wanted to create that space for anyone else that needed that. So as part of setting up Yonder, the space that I moved into was a bit run down and needed quite a lot of help to make it nice and livable, as well as the garden being incredibly overgrown. So I've had a multitude of different working days where people would come and help to do some odd jobs, and I'd feed them and we'd have a nice fire and meet those different people. So I've had about 40 different people who've come and helped over the past 6 months, and I think pretty much every one of them has been queer, and 3/4 of them have been trans, and so it's really nice that that space has been created for these people to maybe like get it out into the garden, or to get some skills in painting or DIY in a safe way, and like to meet other people from different places. So mainly people have come from Manchester and Leeds, but also from Sheffield and Derby, and so it's like a good networking for these different like queer artists to get together and to make things and do work and like just like get your hands into doing some things. A main part of the residency programme is that it's not necessarily just about making art, it's about like digging up some potatoes or planting some flowers. I've always had sound and music be a big part of things, and that's not always worked within my art practice. And so, and now I'm like slowly bringing it in different ways. So I worked with Tara Katuri on a project for YSI last summer, and so that was like a really nice eye-opener about how like visual installation can be paired with sound art in a really like mutual way that is beneficial to both, and also like you need both aspects of that for that work to be as successful as it was. And so it's making me think more about the way that I've used sound in my life, and whether that is in my art or whether that's just in the way that I copy the noises that I see in the street, or like harmonize with the drones of a bus, or like imitate my cat and things like that. Like I think like sound is very important, and I've never like paired it with my visual art, and so that's like definitely where I'm headed. And so when this popped up, that was the opportunity for me to have some more formal training and mentorship about that kind of thing, and also like to be given those networks of different people who are working in these spaces already for me to advance my work in the ways that I want it to be.